Well, it's certainly a bridge that many people drive under every day without a second thought until you see this again. Another truck wedged under the Onondaga Lake Parkway Railroad Bridge in the town of Salina. Good evening, I'm Matt Mulcahy.
And I'm Megan Coleman. The latest big rig to get stuck under the bridge, an Amazon Prime truck Monday night. Notable because of the brand new Amazon warehouse in Clay, just a few miles away. Here's a look at the route between the Parkway and the Amazon warehouse. If you look it up on a regular GPS, it will tell you this is the fastest route. That takes you right along the Onondaga Lake Parkway.
Now a live look at the bridge tonight and the traffic flowing underneath it. A site of dozens of crashes because of trucks that are too tall, either missing or ignoring the many warning signs and signals about the big rigs. They shouldn't go that way. Last night, the first of what could be many Amazon trucks passing through and running into that bridge. You can see the big blue truck and signature Amazon Aero logo stuck under the bridge when we look at those pictures. Investigative reporter Mary Keeler is live for us along the Parkway tonight. And Mary, here's the good news. Stuck under there right now as you begin your report.
Yeah, Matt, another one hitting this bridge behind me. I spent the day today reaching out to lawmakers and also to Amazon. And our major question today for the corporate giant is, how are you training your truck drivers who drive those trucks like the one that hit this bridge behind me? And do those trucks have commercial style GPSs that could reroute a truck so that it would never come down the Parkway? One leader I spoke with, who is the Town of Salina supervisor, says all these questions needs to be asked. It's what people who live around here say all the time. It happened again. The railroad bridge over the Onondaga Lake Parkway, the site of more proof that even an Amazon Prime truck can't make it under. It's just too low. We were sent this photo from over the weekend, another Prime truck turning around before hitting it. What comes to mind when you think of this railroad bridge over the Parkway?
Well, all the memes on Facebook, the Parkway Bridge is undefeated. I grew up in the village of Liverpool my entire life. I still live just outside the village.
Town of Salina supervisor Nick Perro says big rigs don't belong on this road.
We have a low bridge. A lot of commercial vehicles are not equipped with commercial GPS, and if they don't have a commercial GPS, they're going to hit the bridge. That includes trucks driven by employees of new neighbor Amazon, opening up a huge new warehouse in Clay. Perro says it's a good addition to the community and economy, but more big blue trucks like this one will be all over, and they need to be safe. It's going to be an issue that's probably going to get worse now that we have more of these type of vehicles probably around our neighborhood. Last August, a former Onondaga County legislator proposed a resolution to require trucks on this stretch of road to have a commercial GPS. It tracks bridge height and sends truck drivers around bridges that could be too low. It's unclear right now what Amazon equips their trucks with. Are you going to reach out to Amazon possibly and see how you can figure out what the training is or what the GPS style is that might be helpful? I think ultimately, our county government, our county officials, they're the ones that are going to be in communication with Amazon about this, and I hope they do. Will you be committed to facilitating those conversations if they're not happening, whether it's at the county or the state level? Absolutely. Yeah, we're going to be. We'll be sending out an email out to somebody, seeing what types of conversations are happening, and if there's anything that we can do to be part of it. I've been reaching out to Amazon all day today in all different ways, including email and even on Twitter a couple of times. Still no answers to our questions, but they are cutting the ribbon next week for that big Clay warehouse mentioned in my story there. So I'll be there in person to ask those questions myself.
3 Solvay electric workers had to be rushed to the hospital after being electrocuted while working on power lines near some fallen trees. Solvay police chief tells us 2 of the workers were up in a bucket trimming trees when a tree limb hit the power line and burned at least one of them in the face. The 3rd injured worker suffered a cardiac incident on the ground below. A lot of danger when involved with working with those live wires. Our Vanessa Risitano spoke with National Grid and some community members about what they're doing to make sure something like this doesn't happen when others are working around tree limbs. Vanessa joins us tonight here in the studio. Vanessa.
Matt, now while there are many ways that you can keep yourself safe in situations like this, experts do say that it comes down to common sense and being on guard.
Electricity is dangerous.
Jared Paventi with National Grid says in situations like this, it is beneficial to play it safe and even assume the worst.
If you see a wire that is down, any wire that is down, you should consider a live wire.
After hearing about what happened in his village, Solvay resident Josh Belser tells me that he has some yard work to do, and that involves cutting down branches.
They're overhanging the power limbs. I definitely need to get to those.
Growing up in Florida, he understands the damage and dangers power lines and tree limbs can cause.
We used to get the lightning storms, not so much the down power lines and just the thunder and everything coming in with the lightning. So, I mean, you would run inside to try to avoid being electrocuted when that happens. So you definitely don't want to do it because you ignored a few branches.
However, experts caution against approaching those difficult removals on your own. National Grid says that a lot goes on into removing branches near power lines.
Before they go up in a bucket or go near a branch that is near a line, there's extensive observation and discussion as to what the approach is going to be.
But despite training, even working professionals can get hurt, like the situation in Solvay this morning. Paventi says that that's why training is so crucial.
To be aware of their surroundings and to make sure that before they go near that branch, that they know all the different variables and how to approach that situation if there is a hazard and how to remedy it.
Now, today's incident did knock out power in that area, but the important thing is for those involved, they are going to be okay. And if you're unsure about removing your own branches near you, you can call your local power company.